This is WISN 12 News with breaking news.
We are following multiple breaking stories tonight in the coronavirus outbreak, including news from the NBA. The league is suspending the season because of coronavirus.
Well, that news came after a player tested positive for the virus. 12 Sports' Stephen Watson is here. Stephen?
Yeah, Utah Jazz player tested positive for the coronavirus, and the National Basketball Association abruptly suspended the season. It starts with this, an announcer telling the crowd in Oklahoma City to leave the arena.
The game tonight has been postponed. You are all safe. And take your time in leaving the arena tonight and do so in an orderly fashion. Thank you for coming out tonight. We are all safe. And you can visit OKCThunder.com for updates on upcoming games.
The test result was reported shortly before the game. Just hours earlier, league owners were discussing playing games without fans in arenas. Now, no games at all for the time being. ESPN reports the player who tested positive is Rudy Gobert. 2 days ago, Gobert ended a news conference by rubbing the table and the microphones as he left the room. Let's take a look at that again. Gobert trying to make light of a very serious situation. Reporters in the media room saying he was mocking the global fear from the coronavirus pandemic. And within the hour, the Bucks said, quote, "We will have more information as soon as possible for our fans who have tickets to upcoming games." And just earlier today, we heard from Giannis Antetokounmpo about what this has been like to watch, potentially think about playing games with no fans inside the arena. He said, quote, "As an athlete, you play for the fans. We play to entertain. It's going to be hard, but we got to do what we got to do." The Bucks right now are the best team in the NBA, and the season has been put on hold.
All right. So many developments tonight, lots of process for the teams and the league right now.
Yeah,
Stephen.
We'll have more coming up in sports.
All right, Stephen, thank you. And we are getting reaction tonight from Bucks fans.
12 News' Caroline Reinwald is live in the Deer District tonight. Caroline?
Yeah, fans are stunned by the NBA's decision to suspend the season. Thousands of people were here at Pfizer Forum tonight to see the Lumineers play, and even more were expected to be here for tomorrow night's Bucks game. One Pfizer Forum employee told me off camera that they are worried about their job. Drivers who pick up and drop off fans for events also tell me that this news is unsettling.
You're pulling my leg, right?
I'm not pulling your leg. They suspended the season.
How silly of them.
Why do you say that?
Well, because it's way too soon to make such a drastic decision. It's obviously going to affect all the restaurants around here, anything related to this.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, like how long the suspension's going to last. I haven't looked into it that much, but nothing but incredible.
It just doesn't make any sense to me that they're canceling so many things that give people enjoyment and quality of life, but then commuting. I mean, they're still doing that everywhere. So if you cancel one thing, I would think that you would cancel the other.
And like that Pfizer Forum employee told me off camera tonight, they do not know what this means for their job. And Pfizer Forum, again, in their statement saying this is a very fluid situation. They're still trying to figure out what's going on here. Reporting live outside of Pfizer Forum, I'm Caroline Reinwald, WISN 12 News.
Caroline, thank you. Again, to recap, the NBA is suspending its season until further notice. The news came after a player on the Utah Jazz tested positive for coronavirus. That led the league to postpone tonight's game between the Jazz and Oklahoma City Thunder.
We are waiting on word from the Bucks, and when we hear something, we will let you know. More now on the coronavirus impact. College basketball fans will not be allowed at the NCAA tournament, which starts next week. Both Wisconsin and Marquette are expected to make the tournament, but only players, essential staff, and families will be allowed in.
The state of Wisconsin now reports 6 cases of coronavirus. We learned of the latest 3 cases today. One of them tested positive in Waukesha County. That person is now home in isolation. On Wall Street, stocks fell once again. The Dow Jones is now in a bear market, meaning it is 20% lower than its all-time high earlier this year.
And just a few hours ago, President Trump announced the suspension of all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days. That starts Friday night, but does not include the United Kingdom, and it only involves foreign nationals, not American citizens.
This is the most aggressive and comprehensive effort to confront a foreign virus in modern history. I am confident that by counting and continuing to take these tough measures, we will significantly reduce the threat to our citizens and we will ultimately and expeditiously defeat this virus.
The president also announced insurance companies will waive co-pays on coronavirus tests and treatments. The government will also provide financial relief to workers unable to work because of quarantine. Now, President Trump had a campaign event scheduled for Milwaukee next week.
12 News' Matt Smith is live. And Matt, you've learned it's been postponed.
Patrick, all this underscores how fast these developments are moving this evening. The White House, after the president's address to the nation tonight, has postponed 3 public events for the president. One here in Milwaukee, the other in Colorado, the other in Nevada. All this happening within the past 90 minutes. The event here in Milwaukee, scheduled for next Thursday, could have packed several thousand people here into the Wisconsin Center. It was to launch the Catholics for Trump coalition. The campaign telling us as of late this afternoon that the president was expected to be here, and beyond that, they were making preparations to keep the president and his supporters safe. Obviously, a shift in the past couple of hours. The White House in high-level meetings with the CDC and health officials today, and after the president's address tonight, 3 cancellations of public appearances for the president, again, including Patrick here in Milwaukee.
All right, Matt Smith reporting live in downtown Milwaukee.
UW-Madison joined the growing list of schools implementing campus shutdowns. School officials said today they're suspending face-to-face instruction until at least April 10th. They asked students to take their personal belongings and not return to residence halls after spring break, which starts Saturday and ends March 22nd.
We have a web-based tool that will allow us to put classes online, and we're going to be working hard to get particularly our big lecture classes up and online as quickly as possible. We also have tools that allow discussions to occur among groups of 25 to 50.
UW-Milwaukee is also suspending in-person instruction until April 10th and is extending its spring break. Concordia University just suspended in-person instruction until April 13th. Alverno College extended its spring break by 1 week. Carroll University is extending its break as well. Marquette University said plans will be released tomorrow, and for now, no changes at MATC. Today, Mayor Tom Barrett outlined Milwaukee's pandemic plan. 12 News' Ben Wagner is live outside City Hall. Ben, no new cases in the city.
No new cases in Milwaukee, Joyce, but the city says that they are monitoring 4 people who are in voluntary quarantine. But tonight, the mayor is hoping that federal resources could be a key in helping the city prepare, and there are more big decisions here to be made.
I think it would be foolish for us to pretend that it's not going to hit here.
Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett saying the city's coronavirus plan is about prevention and being proactive.
This is a rapidly evolving situation.
The mayor is requesting the governor declare a public health emergency that would open the door to federal resources, which the mayor says would help protect first responders.
We feel that our firefighters and our first responders have what they need now. But again, in the hopeful, never happening situation where there is a massive demand, we want to make sure that we are prepared to meet that.
City officials are also closely monitoring big events like Saturday's St. Patrick's Day Parade, which as of now is still scheduled to go on. Milwaukee's health commissioner has the authority to shut it down.
Getting to that point of using these heavier measures of enforcing isolation, quarantine, closures, cancellations, that's something that would be considered. But at this very moment, this is not being issued.
And New York, Chicago, and Boston all canceled their St. Patrick's Day parades. Ben, we know UW-Madison and Milwaukee are moving classes online. Has there been any talk about Milwaukee public schools?
Yeah, there has been a conversation here at City Hall about that, Joyce. The health commissioner said right now they are not recommending that Milwaukee public schools close.
Ben Wagner reporting live from downtown Milwaukee.
Today in Washington, D.C., one of the nation's top health officials told Congress the coronavirus outbreak will get worse. Dr. Anthony Fauci would not give Congressman Glenn Grothman from Wisconsin a numeric estimate on how many Americans will be sickened.
We have the experience of China. We have the experience of Italy.
Yeah.
Can you give us some projections?
It is going to be totally dependent upon how we respond to it. So I can't give you a number. If we now sit back complacently.
I'm not asking to be complacent. I'm asking for a realistic. I mean, that's what the public is looking for.
I can't give you a realistic number until we put into the factor of how we respond. If we are complacent and don't do really aggressive containment and mitigation, the number could go way up and be involved in many, many millions. If we taught to contain, we could flatten it.
Several large events are still happening in Milwaukee tonight.
And it seems crowds are not too concerned about the coronavirus threat. At the Pabst Theater tonight, 2 sold-out shows for comedian Dave Chappelle. That's 1,300 people at each show.
With this pandemic and everything that's going on, Dave Chappelle is a great opportunity to just laugh, enjoy life, not live in fear, continue with my regular routine.
Half a mile away, thousands more at Fiserv Forum listening to the Lumineers. Fiserv officials say they're installing more hand sanitizer stations and using antibacterial soap in the bathrooms. Pabst Theater employees say they're cleaning before every show.
The 12 News mobile app has a dedicated coronavirus section that we are constantly updated. You'll find it on the main menu. There you'll find resources, the updated number of cases, and a list of events that have been canceled or postponed because of concerns surrounding the virus. Commitment 2020 coverage at 10. The 2 candidates from Milwaukee County Executive debated live right here on this set.
Our Derek Rose reports on what Chris Larson and David Crowley discussed tonight, starting with coronavirus.
One of the things that the county does is it serves Meals on Wheels. So I think making sure that we're ramping up that program, getting resources if we have them, otherwise asking the state and the federal government to make sure that people can quarantine in place.
Work with the regional healthcare providers and making sure that people are getting the proper testing free of charge, but also making sure that again, this is a regional issue. So it's making sure that we're working with our municipal leaders and having a plan that's going to talk about the containment and the risk mitigations of this virus.
They took shots at each other on campaign funding.
We also rejected dark outside money from GO, and as a result of that, we didn't have outside millionaires and billionaires trying to fund our campaign.
The senator also has received dollars from a billionaire, out-of-state billionaire, who makes their money off of oil and gas in Oklahoma. So we can continue to talk about who our supporters are, or we can talk about the vision of moving this county forward.
But agreed, despite the county budget crisis, parks have to be preserved.
There are some parks who may not have a basketball rim or have some playgrounds that may not be up to par. And we have to do everything that we can to make the necessary investments so that no matter where you stay in Milwaukee County, you feel that you have a safe park to go to.
I think the ones that I think are interesting are the ones where they're kind of hidden, right? People feel like they have their own little spot in that park that no one else knew but them. Because we've done a lot of this tour, not just by myself, but with other people who want to take care of them. That's why we're doing this. I think people deserve to have a county executive who cares as much about their favorite park as they do.
Again, that debate earlier tonight. Derek Rose reporting. If you missed any of it, it's on our website, WISN.com. Weather Watch 12 now, and a welcome positive note.
It will be much warmer around here tomorrow, Mark.
You see the reason why behind me. There's a lot of oranges and yellows that aren't that far away. That is an indication of a lot warmer air. You can see the high temperatures today. In Nebraska, 73 degrees, 71 in Wichita, even 58 in Des Moines. This air comes our way for tomorrow. In the meantime, strange looking sight. Fiserv's going to be a lot quieter. 41 degrees right now in downtown Milwaukee. Southerly winds at 7. That's going to help boost our temperatures for tomorrow pretty rapidly. We're going to warm up nicely. The first half of the day is dry, and then some showers on the way. I'll time that out, let you know our chances for some thunderstorms coming up in Weather Watch 12.
She survived a shooting that killed her friend and her friend's daughter.
Only on 12, how the Milwaukee woman survived and the message she has for the man accused of the crime.
Living with coronavirus, how this man thinks he got it and what his life is like now.